Okay, welcome to another episode of Above the Bridge. This is episode 10. Shout out to my producer, Boy Band John. What's up, John? Also, shout out to Defend Hawaii. So for Christmas, we're running a special. It'd be 15% off any online orders. All you do is go to defendhawaii.com and upon checkout, type in promo code ATBPOD and get 15% off your whole entire order. Again, that's ATBPOD on defendhawaii.com. So today, my guest, he was an intern for us at Artist Group Network. He was a bodybuilding competitor. He also was a personal trainer. But as of right now, he is the owner of Hawaii Detail Garage. What's up, Ikaika Reppuhn? Welcome to Above the Bridge. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How's everything going?
Not too bad, man. So how's everything with you? So right now you own Hawaii Detail Garage. Can you explain to me a little bit about that? Do you do detailing or like what's the deal with this thing?
It's a Detail Garage Hawai'i out in Pearl City. We don't do any detailing. So I was a detailer before, but I got smart and my body told me otherwise. So now I just sell everything to everybody.
Oh, so you sell the products. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay. So what makes your products better than like if I go to Long's and buy like wax or something like that?
So I would say that it's really user friendly. Like it's professional grade, but it doesn't require a professional to apply. I guess that's the most simplest way to put it.
Okay, so you're selling detail products for like me, and I can get like a professional result on my car. I used some of your products before. I used the wax and the clay and the ceramic coating. And I gotta say, the clay was the most impressive. It got like every little speck of dirt that you didn't even know existed was off of my truck, and my truck was so white. It was the whitest white. And like, yeah, that stuff works good. So how did you get into this? Because it's not a common thing you're going to start a detailing product company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I guess to kind of backtrack a little bit when you said that I was a trainer. So I was a trainer for 9 years at 24 Hour Fitness. And on the side, I was detailing kind of for side money. Me and my wife would go to Vegas a lot and we needed Vegas money. So I started detailing. And it was just kind of like a side thing. And it kind of, I don't want to say got out of control, but my wife told me that, maybe you should tell people you do this. And I was like, what? Why would anybody want me to clean their car? And so I started Instagram and the power of social media. And it kind of fast forward to, a couple of years. I did that for about 3 years.
Where were you detailing at?
I was detailing from my house.
So you're doing it at home then?
Yeah, so I would train my clients at 24 Hour Fitness. I was the afternoon trainer, so from like 2, 3 o'clock to about 10 o'clock at night. But before then, I would try and pump out one car a day.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, it's just a side thing.
Side hustle. Everybody has one, huh?
Yeah, everybody's got to have one.
So you're detailing, and then how did that transform into owning your own product company?
So, like I said, it got kind of crazy where I started getting random people showing up to my house, just trying to do drive-ups for appointments. So at that point, I was trying to find an actual commercial spot, a warehouse, so that I could make it 100% legitimate. But I wanted to stay in Kaneohe because I live in Kaneohe. But the commercial space here there's no vacancy really. And the 2 spots that I tried to get, they didn't give me the time of day because at that time I was taking mainly cash, right? And there was no track record of income.
Your business.
Right.
So basically they thought you were a drug dealer.
My neighbors did too because random people started showing up.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to tell them, I'm just gonna wash their car.
Right. So yeah, I was looking for a commercial spot. It didn't really, being that I didn't have any track record. Nobody was giving me the time of the day. And so the parent company of the chemicals that I was using, chemical guys, the local distributor hit me up and said that they had this idea or opportunity to open a store here in Hawaii. And it kind of just went from there. Like I kind of just took a leap of faith and just said, balls to the walls, let's go.
And that's how you started the company?
Pretty much. I was in a place where I was getting rejected, and then an opportunity came about, and I just jumped at the opportunity and just took it.
Oh, that's cool. How long have you guys been open, and where are you guys open at?
So we only have one location. It's in Pearl City, right on Cam Highway. And July we made 3 years. So I'd say.
So you've been doing it for a little while then.
Yeah, I still think we're a new kid on the block, but 3 years is still a long time.
Yeah, for sure. So like, what I'm trying to understand is how much products for detailing would entail a whole store. Like in my head, I'm just soap, wax, your clay, and rags. Like how could that could fit in my bedroom? You know what I mean? Like what else do you have in there that what would you find in your store? You know what I mean? Like if I were to go in your store, like what kind of stuff would be in there?
Pretty much anything that has to do with detailing, anything that has a motor. So you got air fresheners, you got polishers for people that want to actually apply the wax with a machine. Like you said, soaps. We got detail sprays for those anal retentive people that want to wipe their truck down 42 times a day. We've got the waxes, tire cleaners, tire shines.
Oh, that's right.
Apparel, drying towels, buckets, wash mitts, brushes. I mean, it could go on and on. We have, I believe, we just did inventory. I think it's about 820 SKUs, different products.
Oh, wow.
In the store. Yeah.
Okay, so you do need a store then, not a bedroom.
And I used to sell out of a bedroom in my house.
Oh, okay. So that's why.
Yeah.
So obviously you know how to detail cars, but from what I look on your Instagram, you guys teach classes also, right?
Yeah, so we do 2 classes a month. Every first Saturday is a basics course, which kind of goes over pretty much what it is, the basics. Setting up your 2-bucket wash method, how to properly wash a car, how to clean the interior, how to wax, how to use the cool foam guns that everybody sees on Instagram, and probably your neighbor shooting down the car, shooting the soap down.
Yeah.
And every third Saturday is the intro to polishing course. So a lot of people want to actually polish and use an actual polisher on their car, but they're scared. And so we kind of take that away, that you get hands-on experience when you take that class, and you get to use actual machines on a car.
Oh, so that's where I come in. Like whenever you guys have these classes, you're more than welcome to use my truck, and you guys can polish the shit out of it with the buffer thing. Yeah, for sure. So, okay, so obviously you have your store open during this COVID time. Like I would assume a lot of people would come check it out because they're at home bored. They probably want to pimp out their car. Like, is that true, or you guys took a hit?
In the very beginning, when COVID first hit, we didn't even know if we're going to be allowed to be open because the government was saying, trying to deem what was essential and what wasn't. And so we kind of dipped in that first 2 to 3 weeks. And then after that, it just took off like crazy. And it just kind of never stopped. And like you said, it's just because everybody's stuck at home. And everybody's excuse for not washing cars is time. But when you're stuck at home, what do you have? Lots of time.
And then your wife is like, hey, wash the car. Like, oh, I got to get some cool products.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed from being your friend and all your Instagram posts, you're starting to do a lot of social media and these videos, bro. Like, I gotta admit, you come out with some corny stuff, but it's funny and it does what it's supposed to. It's captivating and like, bruh. I mean, we made videos for club stuff back in the day, and now you're doing it for your company, and I think it's super cool. Like, how do you come up with the ideas for your videos? Like, if anybody needs to check out his videos, it's on Hawaii Detail Garage on IG, and he does a lot of promo videos, but it's in a way where it's very silly, and I don't know. I don't know how you come up with some of those ideas.
Honestly, I really don't know. It just kind of comes from consuming a lot of things on Instagram and the new one, TikTok, and all those. And, I see videos or I hear a certain sound or song, and I'm like, well, I could use that to promote this new product that we got coming out. And then, like you said, all those AGN videos we did.
What I notice a lot about your videos is you definitely like to twerk a lot. And if that's what you're consuming on IG is a bunch of dudes twerking, I don't know, maybe
why is it gotta be dudes?
Because you're a dude and you're twerking on IG. But your video, though, like, for a marketing standpoint, I think it's an awesome idea. And like, I reposted and everybody was like, what is that? It's like super funny. And it's like, people are like, see your stuff. And that's the name of the game, right? That's exactly why you do it. Speaking of videos, like we did when we were doing our artist group network videos, we did a lot of compilations in my apartment. And I remember you were the guy that had no boundaries. Like we dressed you up like Rihanna. You had a bra, like you went full tilt with our videos and you sold it. So it's like you never shied away from being in the spotlight doing something very crazy. And I guess you still don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys ever want to see that video, we're going to play it for you later on. So what else you been up to, man? So you're a dad, and you bought a house in Kahalu, right?
Yes. We just moved pre-COVID, like January we moved in.
Oh, was that recently?
Yeah. We closed like end of December and moved in January. And then we had February and then March and then COVID, and yeah. It's been crazy.
At least you had a lot of time to do stuff with the fam and fix your house, whatever needed to be fixed.
Yeah, for sure. So
one thing about from your house is I got to go there a lot during COVID is because you have a home gym. And for me, I couldn't get to go 24-hour fitness. And I watched you create your home gym from a bunch of dumbbells to what it is now. And you kind of have a problem. Like you every time I went to your house, there's another piece of equipment. Week. Yeah. And it's very elaborate. Like it has everything that anybody would need. So what is your obsession with fitness, and how did you get into like turning your whole like bottom floor of your house into a gym?
I don't know. I've always kind of been into fitness. That's why I was a trainer back in the day. But making the bottom of my house, I shouldn't say that makes it sound bad or huge. Making the back area of my house into a complete gym was kind of a pivot move for me, because when COVID first hit, we didn't know if we're going to be open. And so first thing I thought of was, well, we just moved into this house. I got a mortgage to pay for. I can't have zero income. What can I do? Well, I can detail cars and I can train people. So I went and, I built a home gym complete to where I could do with my clients, if needed, a full body workout.
Oh, so you're taking clients to train at your home gym?
No, it was the plan if I wasn't able to stay open. So you're
I
still
see.
the only other member of the
Oh,
gym.
okay. Well, that's good. But I mean, you know your stuff and you do promo videos on the products that you use and for, I guess, each
Oh
what
yeah,
is
you're
it?
talking about reviews, the reviews.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean that's how I kind of learned out about all the stuff that I was buying. But I didn't see anybody here in Hawaii doing it, and I'm on this Facebook forum, local Facebook forum, it talks about equipment, and nobody was doing it. So I thought, oh, I got extra time, I'll just try and do it. And it's just more of just kind of informing and giving my opinion on what um, the equipment that I buy, or I buy and flip, or buy and resell.
So you were when you got into health and fitness, you kind of started off in when you were in college as a nutritionist, right?
Yeah.
And then how did that transform into becoming a personal trainer?
Well, I mean, I was an athlete my entire life, and so I went to school and I got my sports nutrition degree from UH, and then I went into personal training. I just really liked helping people, um, helping people achieve them lose weight, build muscle, or some just mobility, um, and just kind of helping them change their lives for the better. That was like the main goal behind everything. And the personal training was like the caveat to help all those people.
And then you got into bodybuilding. And how did that go? Like that, I mean, take some like you gotta have confidence. I mean, you're up on stage in a G-string, like pretty much
Yeah.
oiled up.
Well, I remember this situation vividly where I expressed some interest in doing a show, but this one person that I'm not going to mention told me that I would never be able to do it. And that's all it took.
Oh.
I said, oh yeah? Okay, fine. And then I did it, and then I kind of got hooked. And I did
With that being said, I don't think you could ever detail my truck.
You're right.
But so that's how you got into it. So how did that play out? Like you did a couple local tournaments?
Yeah, so I did one in 2011, two in 2012, then I took some time off to gain some size, and then I did my last two in 2014, with my very last show being, I really wanted to do a mainland show. So we flew to Vegas, and I did a show in Vegas.
How was that compared to the Hawaii show?
It was definitely, I mean, I don't like to put down the people that run the shows in Hawaii, but it was a lot more organized. It just seemed like they've been doing it for a lot more, like a lot longer. So everything was all streamlined, and it was quick. And anybody that's been to a local bodybuilding show, they know that they start at 7 p.m., but it goes to 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, I've been to those.
Yeah.
So are you going to ever try and get back into competition, or are you going to?
That's the question that now that people have been seeing me work out again, that they ask me, are you training for another show? And it piques my interest to do one, maybe for my son, when he's a little bit older, I can understand, but not anytime soon. I think I have one last ride.
Well, that would be awesome. We'll definitely sponsor you. That would be cool.
I'm going to be in the Masters division. Old man Bibbidi boy.
Oh, the Makuli League. They make you wear Bibbidis instead of G-string. The Makuli League division. You gotta wear a skirt. Lauhala skirt. Oh. Let's see. So back in the day, I met you through Chris, right?
Yeah.
You were working at Skin, and then Skin kind of closed, and I had the I Don't Care store, and you came to work for me, and we're doing local promotion. It was recess, right, at Venus, and that's when you kind of started interning with us, and you had a clothing line too. It was straight country clothing.
I missed that clothing line.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Kaeo Mao. Yeah. So you became part of Artist Group Network as an intern, and you were working with us, and that's when kind of I got to know you, and like we did a lot of stuff together with promotions and just kicking it. Like, so on your free time, like you used to come over and we used to hang out at the house, and like you got pretty crazy back in the day, huh?
Yeah. There was a lot of ruckus, and I was young, dumb, and full of nonsense. I
Yeah.
definitely a lot of fun times, but a lot of life lessons that I've learned.
What was some of the fun times you had with cruising with us and Artist Group Network?
Well, definitely throwing huge uh, ice balls out your window onto the, what was that,
Oh,
basketball courts or
I
tennis
forgot about that.
courts?
So yeah, we used to freeze big balloons of water, and it would be like at least like 15 pound
It
ice
was
ball,
massive.
and we would whip those things out of the window, and it would just explode on the tennis court below. And
It was
we
loud.
would have I don't know why we did that. It was just something to do, but a couple days, like we did it for a couple days, and then for some reason, like they caught on to it, and there were like letters in
The
the
elevator.
elevator saying if anybody's caught
Throwing
throwing
ice or whatever it
ice
is.
balls out, they will. And then it had a list of things that could happen to you if it were to land on you. You could lose unconsciousness. You could die. I think we took one of those letters too. Huh?
No, yeah.
Nobody ever found out that was us until now, probably.
Maybe we shouldn't have admitted that.
Yeah.
We used to play with that. Used to have that Batman light. We used to shine it all over Convo.
Oh, that's right. The potato gun.
Yeah, I
So
remember we used to
DJ
shine it
Hopper
on.
Boy, yeah, DJ Hopper Boy made this out of PVC. It was a potato launcher, and it was like you stuffed the potato in through the big long cannon of it, and then you sprayed hairspray, and then you capped it up, and he had a ignition switch from the like a grill. I don't know
Yeah,
how he made it,
he
and that
MacGyvered
thing
that
used to
thing.
firebomb the potato out of the window onto Kulana Nani's wall across the
Sidewall.
yeah. I don't read. So we used to do that. I remember the Batman light though. It was a gobo light, and that thing like could project like onto the mountain, and that thing.
Yeah,
Oh, that.
I
So we used to
remember.
put those things up in front of our events, and yeah, we took it home and.
Shined it on Kulana Nani and Nicole Olaus and cars and everything.
Yeah. Were you there when we dropped the water balloon out of Hush?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay. Never mind. And it
Was
landed
that
on the
during?
car
Was it? I feel
during
like I
the
remember
event.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, Hush was definitely probably the most drunk I've been. Like, I think I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
drunk the entire time.
Yeah, we did a lot of crazy stuff during Hush. It was so cool. When we used to stay in the hotel right there.
Yeah, it was Monarch, Hawaiian Monarch.
Hawaii Monarch Hotel, that's right. So what did you learn from cruising with us and doing all our ruckus?
Uh, well, I mean, I think Taylor touched on the biggest lesson that you guys talked about in the first episode was probably a reference to me, but it was if you are the man, you don't have to tell anybody. Everybody will know.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember telling you you telling me in your office because I don't know I did something. I was
Yeah,
yeah
you used to fuck
full
up a lot.
full of nonsense. I was full of nonsense, and I remember you telling me this was before an event or something, and you told me that flat out, and I still remember it to this day. And I think I've texted you every now and then
Yeah.
thanking you about, I don't know, that's probably one of the biggest life lessons that I've learned, especially during that time period.
Well, at that time, it got crazy. We were throwing events and you were young and like you had all this exposure and like, bro, all the girls ran to you and like, it was just a lot for somebody that young to deal with. And I just realized now you said you weren't even 21 at that time. Like, so that makes me think we're sneaking your ass into the club. Whatever. But yeah, at the time, like you were young and like in the industry, it can get to your head. And
yeah,
like, I remember you were kind of taken by it. And I'm like, bro, you don't got to tell everybody that you're the man. Like they're going to know, like, just be yourself and do your thing. And they're going to know. And if they don't, then they don't need to know. Who cares? Like, but you always were receptive to whatever I was trying to teach you. And granted, I'm not the best person to be teaching people because I did plenty crazy stuff too, but we're all learning together. But you always had that it factor. Like you always had the charisma and you always had a good drive about whatever you did. And it's cool to see that you're transforming that same drive and ethic into your business as well as your family. So you have a son, right? You have a son.
Yeah, that's Colton. He's about to be 4 years old.
4 years old.
Yeah, 4 years old.
That's crazy.
I tell people it's the best but hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, obviously it's the best thing. Like when people say there's no kind of love until you have a kid, like that's 100% true. Like
I definitely
nothing matches that.
Yeah.
But it's hard, from newborn, you don't get any sleep, and then the challenges change throughout the years that go. Like now he's talking a lot, and his favorite word is no or why. So, dealing with that and kind of this whole COVID thing and not having school and doing this whole virtual school is a whole other thing.
Oh yeah, how's that going for you?
He's actually just like went back to in person 1 day a week, but it's for it's like an hour, which is I'll take an hour any day.
So are they going to go back to normal school after the Christmas break, or you're still up in the air?
I think it's a blended thing. I think because there's different classes that go to that campus, so I think they do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or they kind of rotate it so that not everybody's there at the campus. So
how is virtual learning? Like, do you do it with him or your wife?
Yeah, well, it just depends. If my wife's working, then I'll do it with him. But they're only 25 to 30 minutes long because they are 3 and 4 year olds, and unless it's an iPad watching, I don't know, Disney Junior, they won't sit in front of the screen that long.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's a challenge to just get him to sit in front of the screen, just trying to actually learn something.
Oh, that's true. So are you thinking about having any more kids, or?
No. If you met my son, you would understand. No.
So one and done.
Well, I don't know.
Wait, I shouldn't even ask you. I should ask your wife. Does your wife want more kids?
She 100% agrees with me that at this time, no. Maybe if he's 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know. He's a ball of energy. I mean, you met him a couple of times.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely has your energy, which is a good thing. You just gotta direct it. Yeah. So since you're an athlete, is he into sports and stuff?
At the moment, no. He's into Minecraft.
Oh, video games.
Yeah, I don't even know how to play that thing, but that guy knows how to play that thing like the back of his hand. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. My daughter's into this thing called Roblox, and
is that
I don't. She's playing it right now. Minecraft? Something like that, and you build stuff and you cruise with your friends, and then she'll be in her room telling her friends what to do, and I'm like, "What are you talking to your friends like that?" Well, she's not doing what I'm like. We're trying to get to like it's you play together, and I don't understand it, but I guess like it's a big deal for kids. They like it.
Yeah,
It's
I
called
don't know.
Roblox.
I haven't played a video game in a long time.
So what do you do on your free time, man? You seem like you're very busy.
Free time is working out and spending time with my son. Not learning Minecraft, but trying to get him to play sports. Take him in the backyard. We have a park in the back. Stuff like that. Nothing. Definitely not going out anymore.
Do you miss it?
Going out?
Yeah.
I definitely miss the interaction with people. I would say that I'd say I'm an extrovert. And so I miss that, but I don't miss being drunk and the hangovers and the life lessons. All that's just, I don't miss doing the dumb stuff, but I definitely miss mingling with the people and like I said, networking. Like that was another lesson that I learned. Your network is your net worth. I remember you telling me that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you're well, you're like when you were young, like you're a good promoter. Like you got people to come to the club to see you, and that's half of the battle right there. So I'm pretty sure that you apply that same kind of promoting skills to your company. But how can you relate the two? Like just the way you talk to people, or like when they come into your store, or like I mean, I'm sure that they kind of intertwine a little bit, huh?
Yeah, well, I definitely learned when I was with AGN how to market myself as a person and also promote the bigger actual picture of the event or whatever was happening. And it kind of just, like you said, trickled right into that. And so I kind of take a lot of the personal aspects of promoting and I put that on social media. So I do dumb videos, or I post dumb videos of my workers, and that kind of, brings the consumers' walls down because they now see somebody, a familiar face, when they walk into the store for the first time. They're like, hey, that's the guy that did the drumming video, so therefore they feel more comfortable talking to us or talking to me or anybody.
Oh, so that's smart. You put your face to relate to the product, and then when they come in and see it, it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Right. Oh, there's that donkey, or you know what I mean? Hey.
There's the guy that's working every time.
Yes.
So how's being an employer now that you have your own business? You have a bunch of people working under you. How do you balance that? Like for me, it was hard because most of my employees were my friends. Like when I managed I don't care, and my friends would always try to take advantage, not really take advantage, but see what they could get away with. And like a couple of times I would have to kind of be like, okay, you can't do that. And they're like, what you mean? Like we were just doing this the other week. And it's like you had to I had a hard time finding the line in between friend and boss. But when I figured it out, then I could kind of navigate through that a lot easier. But how is that working for you?
So luckily, I mean, I consider my staff my friends, but all my staff, I didn't know them prior to them working at the store. Mm. So from when I hired them, I laid down the boundaries. Like, I said, I can be the coolest boss ever as long as the work gets done. If everything is done, I have no problem with you cruising and doing all that. But it's when stuff that needs to get done and you're, on your phone in the back or whatever you're doing, then that's when I have a problem. And luckily they've been super awesome. And so I haven't had really any much issues. You got some here and there, but for the most part, it's been pretty solid. My core of employees are solid.
So you ever had to let somebody go or like?
Yeah, but I feel like that comes with the territory. You got people that don't show up on time. Just like basic stuff. It just is, I don't know. When you have a job, I think, being on time is, I would think is standard, but apparently not. But you move on and you find somebody.
Yeah, I didn't
have
have
some.
problems with that. Like I fired my friend's girlfriend for stealing shirts. I didn't
Yeah,
care. Like
that's yeah. Luckily, I don't think I've had anybody steal anything from the store. I mean, like I said, I'm close enough to them that there's the trust and the bond that they wouldn't do something like that.
well, in my opinion, I feel that you would be a good boss because you have good leadership skills, and I feel like people would not want to disappoint you. That would be my
Uh,
opinion.
I appreciate that, but yeah, I mean, I try to, what is that? Lead by example. Like I tell them flat out too. I said, I'll never ask you to do something that I'm not going to do myself. So you'll see me working on the floor. You'll see me ringing up customers. You see me scrubbing toilets. I mean, that's just, I don't know, the name of the game when you're in charge, I guess. I don't know.
So back in the day when you were working with Artist Group, like what kind of crazy shit that you got into that I didn't know about? Because that's what I wanted to ask like everybody. Like what was going on during the times I wasn't there, or during the times that I didn't know what was happening? Like what were you guys doing behind my back basically? Because you got to deal with that as an employer. So I want to know what was going on behind my back as an employer also.
Honestly, I don't think there was anything that crazy. I mean, the only thing that I can think of that you didn't know about, but I ended up telling you was my mom. My mom came out to one of her events, and she had this chick by her neck up against the wall, and she was going to pound this chick out for stealing her purse.
I do remember that vaguely. Your mom's
But
a firecracker too, though.
but she's only 4'11". Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. I think that's the only. I don't know. I can't think of anything other than, because every other time that there was ruckus that involved me,
I was
you were there bailing me out or fucking giving me scoldings, or both at the same time. Oh,
So you were with us all the way to like, what was it, Passport?
yeah, passport. Uh,
So you did Cirque with us. What else?
Zanzibar.
Church. Zanzibar,
Zanzibar.
that's right. So like back in the day, what was your favorite club? Like I can't even think like how long ago that was. Must have been like over 10 something years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I would say, well, the most ruckus was Venus. It was Recess.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but I think my favorite venue was Cirque, just
Oh,
because
Cirque was sexy, yeah.
it was like a lobby of a theater, right? But
Yeah,
then in
yeah.
order to get in, like you had a door girl, right, and you paid your cover, but then you took the escalator up, and once you went the escalator up, you're in the party. Like it was just like I don't know, it was you could make your grand entrance whoever you were and whoever you thought you were.
that was a sexy venue. The glass was right up against Waikiki. So yeah, and we had two go-go dancers in the window, and like we had a big gobo light shining. And yeah, I always forget about that venue. That venue was literally, they had a kind of circus show, and it was like a auditorium, but prior to the auditorium was like you said, a big huge lobby, and it was upstairs, and they had bars and stuff, and we turned that into the nightclub. And
on the sides was cabanas. Were they cabanas?
Yeah, we had cabanas.
It was like the VIP if you had bottle service or something.
Yeah, and I remember we had that venue from ground zero. Like nobody did it, and I think Ryan did something, but when we had it on a Wednesday, and it was dead. Like, we had to build it up from no one. Like, there's no foot traffic or nothing.
Because we moved the Wednesday party to there, right?
Yeah. After Venus, we went to Visions, and then we went to Cirque. Yeah, that was a cool. I think we were there for a while too, huh? I remember
Yeah,
doing New Year's Eve over there.
I think a lot of people like that spot because there's a lot of parking and it was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also did W with us, huh?
Yeah, that was like the super like classy and
Yeah.
suits and
That was one of my favorite venues, the W Hotel. I think it's Lotus now, yeah.
yeah, I think they're still. Well, I don't know about this pandemic thing, but from what I remember, that they're still operating as Lotus.
Yeah, so we would turn that
Was that a restaurant?
yeah, it
was it a
was
restaurant?
Diamond Head Grill or something like that. And we had turned that into a nightclub. And that was a sexy event.
I remember
So
moving
like
all the tables.
yeah. Glad you got something out of that. But it was pretty much at that time was me, you, Chris, and Taylor, right? Oh, and Peter.
Yeah, Peter was on like he would come when he was feeling it. Yeah. And then I think Taylor was just getting in. Like he was just starting to come around.
Yeah, he was in DJ Hopper Boy. He was filming all the filming.
Yeah, he was doing his flip cam and his flashlight.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, those times are like those times are fun, but everybody got to grow up eventually, huh?
Something like that. At least we all like to think so.
So how did you transition out of the nightclub industry? Like did you just get too old, or like you just, I shouldn't say that because I'm older and I'm still in it.
I don't know. I honestly, I did some stuff after AGN with Hawaii's Finest. Shout out Pelale.
Oh yeah, yep.
Did some concerts and stuff with them and some nightclub stuff. But then I met my wife now, and I remember she basically gave me the ultimatum because she knew who I was or what I did, right?
A whore. Promoter.
Well, there's many other names for it.
A man whore.
Oh God. No, so she used to come to the parties before. And so she knew.
So she knows about all of us.
Yes, she does know all about us. And so she basically gave me the ultimatum and said, if I'm serious, then I'll stop going out. And I took it serious enough we're here now. How many years married? Oh God, 4 years married? Yeah. My son's being 4. Yeah. 4 years married. I think 9 years together total. So.
I remember your wedding. Your wedding is super cool. It was different. It was like in a building, right? On the
Plaza Club.
That's the one. How did you guys pick that venue?
Well, our biggest thing was we wanted to be different. We've been to lots of weddings, and the weddings are usually kualoa or outside and stuff like that. And so we wanted to do something that was different. So we ended up finding this venue, Plaza Club. And I think we're one of the first people or couple to have an actual wedding there that weren't members. They
really?
Opened it up. I think they were hurting for money, and that's why they opened it up to anybody.
Oh.
And we also didn't want to deal with the elements because we got married in February and it was still kind of rainy. So we didn't want us and all our guests to be watching us get married and get rained on.
That place,
I remember.
Go ahead. Maka's that place, Plaza Club. All the business people. That's where they all hang out.
Well, it's no longer anymore. They closed.
That's right. I think
it was like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. But yes, that's where the business people have their meetings.
It was cool because like you guys had where you had your wedding, and then the next level was the reception, and it was so convenient. Like, right. You know what I mean? It was just like a one-stop shop, and
you didn't have to drive nowhere. You just
yeah, and it was simple and it was elegant and it was kind of perfect. That was definitely something that a lot more people should look into. I don't know if they do, but
well, me and my wife agree. If you ask us now if we could do a wedding again, we would just take all that money and just go travel. I mean, it was awesome. It was an awesome venue and all that, but it was just a lot of stress.
So to get back to your videos, so we have a video from when we used to do these AGN compilation videos. And one of them was with one of the radio guys. And it was kind of a skit where you dressed up as Rihanna, the singer. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So
that's my claim to fame, man. That was like the only time I was ever. That was like the only ever time I was on TV.
So if people watch this video, like the best part about this video was how serious you took the role and how believable you made it. But the outtakes was the best because you got slam danced by Micah Banks. Like, do you remember?
Well, a couple times, yes. He actually hit me, and he actually like threw me into your tub, and
Did he smash your head against the wall?
No, it was a tub. He like tripped me, and I smashed the right side of my eye into the actual tub. See, I have a scar over there, Michael Banks.
But it was back in those days, like we pretty much did whatever we wanted. So like any of those videos, like Taylor could make it look realistic. So like it looked real that you were getting hit, but I guess you really was getting hit.
we were doing TikTok before TikTok was around.
That's true, right? So that's what I'm thinking. Like back in those days, we made all these compilations, and we're the only ones doing it. We'd put it up on MySpace, right, or Facebook or whatever.
I think Facebook was just
was the one
become a thing. Yeah.
And then that was our promotion, and now it's like that's what everybody does now, and all these girls with TikTok and you with your twerking. Yeah.
Nobody can get over that one. Like I did other videos too, like drumming. Just everybody refers back to the apron and me shaking my ass.
Did you ever show your employees the Rihanna video?
I did.
Oh,
because
okay.
they asked me one day, like after putting out all these newer videos, they're like, you're not ashamed? I said, bro, no. I've been on like local television with a pink bra on and hoop earrings. Like that's nothing can get worse than that.
Taylor put it on Tiny TV, right?
Yes. So
you had hoop earrings.
I don't even. Whose bra was that?
That was. I can't remember. I don't even
know whose hoop earrings those were either.
Probably the same person. We were at my house.
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
They were just in the bathroom. I just remember the concept of that was when Chris Brown and the whole Rihanna thing was going on, and then Michael Banks was over and said, "Hey, we should do this video." And then everybody's like, "Oh, I'll be this guy and I'll be this guy." And then I remember, I think it was you said, it was like, "Well, who's going to be Rihanna?" And then everybody just went like this.
You're the perfect Rihanna. What are you talking about? You're darker than all of us.
Then I just had to.
You can twerk.
Didn't twerk in that video. But, I mean, I committed.
You did commit for sure.
Towel, head, earrings.
We're definitely gonna play this at the end of this podcast just so people can see that video for sure.
Oh, now I'm gonna have customers coming in and be like, "Hey,
umbrella.
Oh, bro, you get the pink bra still."
Yeah. Trying to think if I had any fuck stories with you in the club.
No. I was smarter than that.
I remember one time one of you fools forgot the tackle box. Do you remember that?
Forgot the tackle box? Yeah, inside. Yeah, you made me go on gay night to go get it.
Yeah, so our night was Wednesday, right? And then
yes,
one of you guys forgot our tackle box, which was like all our stuff for the event.
Stuff to hang the banners and the scissors.
staple gun or whatnot.
Yeah.
And anybody doesn't know, Venus on what is it? Saturdays was a gay night.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't gay night. It was a burlesque show.
For penis.
Yeah. Yeah. So I brought you guys over there on Saturday to go get the taco box.
I think
and the taco box is in the dressing room, huh?
Yes.
Because back in the day, Venus had like a stage area. What was it?
It was like a DJ booth thing.
Yeah. And then in the back was like
there's a door.
Changing room.
It was like a closet.
Yeah.
Literally like 2 feet by 4 feet.
Behind that was a changing room. Like it was a full, or maybe you didn't go back there. But wherever the taco box was, you had to go through gate.
Yes.
Right?
I remember I think we were going out somewhere and then
yeah.
Like, since we're over here, let's just go get the taco box. And I think it was me, you, and Chris might have been. And you pulled up and then Chris opened his door and then, all right, go get it. I'm like, why do I gotta go get it?
You forgot it.
Yeah. Everybody blames me. It wasn't me.
I guarantee you never forgot it again.
We didn't. We never ever forgot it ever again. Whew.
Oh man, Cirque was good fun though. I forgot about that. Like, we had that place jumping. Like, that club wasn't even a club. Like, we created that out of nothing, and it was just.
Ryan did his Scorpio leap.
Yeah.
That part.
He did that. That's how we got turned on to that idea, and then I met the owners and stuff. So I think Ryan might have been the first one to do it, Golden Child. And then we were the first to ever do it on a weekday. I mean, we had that place jumping on a Wednesday. Like,
yeah, because it wasn't heard of like Waikiki going out on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, and it was
other than O Lounge and Venus, right? There wasn't any other place or D&B's, but that was after we got, D&B's came after Venus and O Lounge.
No, I think D&B's was during. Remember, you guys used to go in the line and go pass out.
But I mean, like, O Lounge, I think, was the first Wednesday night party, I'm assuming.
Oh.
Vertical Junkies.
Yeah.
And then we started Recess, and then I think D&B started after that. And then everybody started going to D&B's. And so me, Chris, and Taylor, then we'd all go and flyer all the cars in the parking lots.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know, man. Like, those days were crazy. Like, my apartment, like, we used to throw house parties there, and that thing was like
the fights we used to always watch over there. I remember when they had the outage, the power outage, the power
that's
outage.
Right.
We were all at your house.
Yeah, we used to like have rock band parties there.
Yeah.
We'd go for hours playing rock band and drinking, and we'd have like a bunch of girls, and I think that time period in my life was very, like, that was like a good time period in my life. That was the only time I lived by myself, like with no roommates or whatever. Although you and Chris was my roommates pretty much.
Yeah, we were there like every day.
Yeah, Chris was definitely there every day. Like, I would wake up and he'd be in my fucking house. Like, okay.
I remember fucking you guys freezing his thing on his nose and cutting it off.
He had a wart, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we freeze the fuck out of that thing. We had I don't know what it was. It was some kind of Dr. Scholl's
pen thing.
You pushed it down and it made that thing, like, I don't know if it had nitrogen in there or what, but it made it super, super cold. And I just like mashed it up against his nose, and he'd like his eyes would tear. Yeah, and then we do that like a bunch of times, and it went away, and it never came back.
No.
I should send him a bill for that. Bro, you owe me like $8,000 for what? Your fucking mole removal.
I'm surprised that never came up in you guys' episode.
Fuck.
Although I'm pretty
sure shit that we couldn't, like, we didn't talk about.
I was gonna say, there's probably, like I said, you probably could do like 5 or 6 episodes of just his stories.
Yeah.
Just,
I could probably do them with you too.
I don't have that many stories. We could do it in one episode, and it'll just be. Remember the time when you're an idiot and you did this, and then the other time when you're a fucking idiot? And
I remember you got knocked out one time.
That was at Hush.
Yes.
And I wasn't even fighting. I was trying to break up the fight.
I got
fucking sidekicked.
I remember.
And it fucking knocked out my tooth. Do you remember that?
Yes. Your tooth did get knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you would remember that. Is that the same tooth?
Yeah, it's this one.
Is that a fake one?
Yeah.
So I remember there was like a big brawl.
It was right outside in that hallway lobby thing. And
then I just remember you running over there. So then we were like in behind everybody. And then Taylor was kind of where like halfway in between you and me. And he yelled at me. He's like, Dad, Ikaika is getting into a fight. And then all he did was look at you and then just turn to me like, oh shit. I'm just like, what happened? And then you're like sitting on the ground and you're just like holding your mom, like, what happened? And then Taylor was like, oh, somebody kicked him. And I'm like, who? And he's like, I don't know. Like, and we're like, well, why did he kick you? And you're like, I don't know. I was breaking up the fight. And I was like, all right, I don't understand what just happened, but
yeah.
Well, you were always trying to be the peacekeeper, you know what I mean? Like even that time at Cirque, that's
another valuable lesson learned. People fighting, Raja. You keep doing your thing over there, bruh. I'm gonna stay right over here. Unless
you know them, though. And bruh, you know what I've learned? Never break up a chick fight.
That's what you got punched, right?
No, that was something else. But I broke up chicks fights, and chicks when they fight, they're not like dudes trying to look cool and bang it out. They will do whatever it takes to hurt the person that they're fighting. Scratch, pull hair, like whatever, like throw shoes. Like I try to break up a chick fight, and I got scratched and like, bruh. And then the girl that we were breaking got mad at me. Why'd you break it up? I was like, because you guys are beefing in my fucking event. Like, girl, breaking up chicks fights, like, fight, work it out, girls. I'm not trying to break that up. I look worse than both of the two girls that were fighting. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah. So I was definitely not I have this tooth to forever remember that memory.
I have the look on Taylor's face when you got kicked in my head, like his face was like, Dad, Ikaika.
And I remember Ray Sr. telling you guys that I broke something at the DJ booth and that I could never come back to Hush again. That same night.
We're like, no, he didn't.
I was like, and then
he took a nap on the front.
No, and then you told me that, and I was like, what do you mean? I didn't break anything. fucking my tooth is gone.
I got broke.
But that was like around the downward spiral of Shigs.
Shigs. Oh, I forgot. Shigs. We got your name from, so if you don't remember, you were called Shigs, and that was short. You kind of made it cool because the full name was Shigley Pugh. And the reason why is my sister, who gets very creative with naming things. So we went to her apartment to help her move, and in her TV console that we're moving, there was a lizard, and she named that lizard Shigley-Pew. And for some reason, that name transitioned to you, and then we started calling you Shigley-Pew. And then you made it. Then you owned it and made it Shigs. And then I was like, oh, that sounded cool. And then you started using it. Didn't you have that on your license plate, Shigs?
Yeah, my Tacoma. It was Shigs with a Z.
And that all became.
and then I was a little was a little upset when Caleb from the Green, his nickname was Snakes. I was like, really?
Oh, really? I'm Shiggly Pew.
I'm Shigs. Like, you can't Snakes? Like, come on.
Come on, stop copying.
Y'all sound like
Tell Heidi.
sounds like some Pokemon shit.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's time for the question of the week, man. What's the question of the week?
Question of the week, guys, is what are the three of the most favorite cars you've had?
3 of the most favorite cars we had.
Yeah, does that
What if you only had 3 cars?
They win by default.
What's your 3 favorite cars you've had? There you go.
Okay. So I guess because you're a detailer, you must have had a bunch of cars, right? So you want me to go first, or I would say vehicle, right? My 3 favorite vehicles. Well, I'll go first then.
You go first. Yeah.
So my 3 favorite vehicles would be, I used to have a GSXR motorcycle, Suzuki Gixxer. It was a yellow one, and I had a Yosh pipe on it. And it was one of the first bikes that I bought brand new, and that was like my baby. So I used to love that thing. That was probably my favorite vehicle. 2, I used to have this Toyota mini truck. Yeah, it was one of those Kaneohe boys.
Special.
Yep. Kaneohe action drop with the fat tires sticking out the side with
my God.
bazooka base tube. Yep.
I can't imagine doing one.
4-speed. Yep. It was a low maroon one. And for some reason, girls loved the mini truck. So like we'd go Ala Moana with it, and like, everybody to come talk story with me. So that was like my thing. But yeah, I love that truck. It lasts forever. It was stick shift. That was my first stick shift, and it was a 4-speed. And it's like those old school Toyota 22R motors. It lasts forever. And like, yeah, honestly, if I could get that thing back, I would buy it back. That was something cool.
Those things are a rare commodity now.
Yeah, it probably still works.
Yeah, guaranteed.
The body must be all hash, but like I wouldn't mind having a little fixer up kind of deal, like an old school Toyota mini truck. And then I would have to say my truck now, my Tacoma now, because I got a 4-door one, and the amount of time I spend with my daughter in it kind of makes me love it more. And that would probably be my top 3. My first vehicle ever. So this is my first vehicle. It was called a GLC. Mazda GLC, and I think GLC stood for great little car because it was tiny. And I bought it. I think I got it for graduation. So I got it for graduation, and it was like my first car. And I would try to fit like all the boys in there. We have like 7 or 8 people in that little thing, and we'd be going to Wikes.
What year was it?
I don't even remember. It was probably in the 80s. Like the car was a 80, like, or early 90s. Oh, maybe it was a 90. The car was a 90. I don't know, but yeah, it was called a Mazda GLC. I guess that would be one of my favorite ones too, just because all the moments I had in it. Like we got into some shit with that thing. So what would be your was it favorite?
Well, before I go, I remember going off tangent. There was another bike you had. And then I remember, I think I might have been staying at your house where the people stole it from Haleana.
Yes, I had another Gixxer.
It was a white.
No, it was a Gixxer, white GSXR.
Was it? Yeah, it was white, right? And then you ran downstairs and with the fucking
samurai sword.
Or a bat or something it was. But they loaded it in a van, right?
Yeah. So you were that? I didn't remember that. So what happened was I was I had an alarm on the motorcycle, and when the alarm went off, it triggered like this little beeper. So it was late at night, and the beeper went off, and I'm like, "What is that noise?" Like half asleep, and then I realized what it was. But I'm on the 9th floor, so I'm thinking, "Okay, I'm probably be faster running down the stairs than the elevator." So I'm like, "Oh, what if they got like a bunch of guys with them?" So I grabbed the first thing that I thought, and I had like this decorative samurai sword.
It's on the top of your TV.
Yeah, so I sprinted down the stairs with a samurai sword, and by the time I got down there, they were gone. And I was thinking, like, oh, what if like they weren't gone? Like, would I Zatsuichi these fuckers up, or like what would have happened? And I come to find out there was a paper boy delivering paper, and he said he's seen everything, and it was a van. They pulled it in and left. But to be honest, that was probably a blessing in disguise with all the crazy stuff I was doing on motorcycles. And that's kind of when I found out I was having my daughter. So it was an easy transition to not have a motorcycle anymore. But yeah, I always wondered, like, oh man, what would have happened if they weren't gone and I had my samurai sword? I probably would have ginsued some fuck done, like, to be honest.
Yeah. That was kind of a nuts. I remember that.
I didn't realize you were there.
I was either there or I don't know how, I found out about it that same morning or night or whatever. So I just remember that story. I remember that bike wasn't even a month old, I think.
I had it for a while.
No? Oh.
Yeah, it was definitely brand new. I remember I used to keep it in the I Don't Care store for a little while because I didn't want it to get stolen.
No. All right, back to, what was it, 3 vehicles, favorite vehicles I've had? Well, I've only had 3, unless you count my shop van, but we won't count that as one. So, current one, 2020 Acura MDX, the mommy daddy wagon. We bought that to transport the son to school and, I don't know, Costco runs and stuff like that. I would say my second favorite car, and you probably remember this car, was a white 98 Chevy Cavalier. Had the window crankers.
I do remember that.
It was always parked in your guest parking at Haneano.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, I remember.
And then
kids nowadays, they don't have to roll down their windows with the cranker anymore. They gotta I don't think my daughter ever seen that before.
Yeah.
How do you use it?
And then my favorite car or truck, I wouldn't be a local boy in Hawaii without one. My Tacoma, and you have one, but I actually sold mine in January. I sold it just on a whim. I never drove it. It was a 2013 and only had 18,000 miles on it.
What?
So yeah, because I was working from home.
You must have got a plus 2. It was probably kept nicely. You're a detailer, so it probably was immaculate.
Yeah, I cleaned it every week, and so I bought it for 26,000 back in 2013. I sold it for 21. I mean, I love the resale market on Toyotas in Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
Hawaii,
I could do that anywhere else.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's pretty awesome.
But that 98 Chevy
All right,
Cavalier,
man. So we've been.
Love that.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that car. That was, back then I had a Tacoma, but it wasn't a four. It
was a extended cab,
suicide
like
doors.
Yeah.
And
then if me, you, and Chris were going to the club, I would sit in the back, in the
little extended.
Yeah. Or sometimes in the bed. I just remember that truck having it had an AGN sticker, a white one. And I want to see that I Don't Care one too.
Yep, it did. Yep. That was a while ago. I actually flipped that truck over on the H3.
That's when you're talking with one of the other guests, right? You're talking about that.
Yep. That was the one. That was the truck. All right, man. Well, we've been going on for almost an hour, over an hour. But let's wrap it up. Like, if we were to find you on Instagram, where could we find you?
So the business is at Detail Garage Hawai'i. My personal one is at iRep Fitness. If you want to see dumb videos or me doing reviews on workout equipment.
And then your website would be detailgaragehawaii.com.
Yep. So that website links you directly to our online store. Maybe we should.
Oh, so you have an online store?
Maybe we should set up a exclusive code for you too. I'm down
Oh,
with that.
for sure. I'll put it out there for sure. Yep, we'll get that figured out. Yeah. So you guys do do a lot of your online customers come from outside of the island?
So we only ship to the outer islands if we need to ship.
Oh.
Or if you're lazy and don't want to drive to Pearl City, we can ship it to you too. If
yeah.
you don't want to drive through on 8th Street.
I get supplements from new Hardcore 808. he mails them to me.
Right, and that literally is, they're like my neighbors.
Yeah.
Business neighbors. But yeah, so I mean, if you want, you can even do curbside pickup or in-store pickup. So you place the order online, pay for it, and then we email you, let you know when it's ready for pickup, and you come. And if you don't want to come to the store, just call us and we'll walk it out to you. And
for your classes, how do you sign up for those things?
Those would be in person, because we limit it, even before COVID, we limit it to 6 people so that you don't lose that personal feel. If you don't, if you get too big of a crowd, then people are scared to ask questions.
So they sign up at the store?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, man. And for us, you can find us on Instagram at Above the Bridge Pod. Our website is atbpod.com, and our YouTube would be Above the Bridge Podcast. So you can find us on all those 3 platforms. Right on, man. Well, thank you for being a part of our show. Like, this was a fun episode, dude.
No, thank you. All the guests you had before me are like superstars compared to this little Filipino guy from Kaneohe. But hey.
Yeah, but you got up on the stage with a G-string, so I don't know if anybody did that. Maybe one of my guests did that.
None of them wore a pink bra on Tiny TV.
That is true. No one has done that.
Told you that's my claim to fame.
Yeah, I guess so. Right on, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you for coming on. I'm glad that you're doing very successful, and as a friend, I've always watched you come up after you were working with us, and to see how successful you are, and to see you with your son and your wife, and be able to go to your house, it kind of made me feel very proud, and I was very happy to see how successful you are, and you're still the same person. I still can talk to you, and it's still the same, and I appreciate that, and I'm very happy with your success, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of you, man. You're doing super good.
I appreciate it, and I would say I definitely wouldn't be who I am today without a lot of the lessons that you taught me. So I definitely appreciate you.
Right.
More than you know.
Right on, man. Well, hopefully we don't get shut down again. I don't have to work out at your house, but if we do, your phone will definitely be ringing. I'll bring Boy Band John.
You're the only other member. Remember that.
Yep.
So
I'll bring Boy Band John with me, and we'll get our workout on.
Let's do it.
Yep.
There you
John
go.
Got that fitness. Right on, man. Well, that's about it. That's episode 10. And as always, shout out to the Artist Groove Network. Right on. Aloha, brother.
Aloha.